So yesterday, OpenAI made a massive announcement, and they announced their new AI agent version of OpenAI of ChatGPT called Operator. So in this video, I'm going to show you number one, how to sign up for Operator, because it's only available on one of the tiers of ChatGPT's memberships. And then I'm going to test it out with some examples of how to use it and what it can do. Now, I will be doing a more in-depth video of actual case studies that I think will be helpful for business owners in particular, so that you aren't just like booking restaurants and things like that. And I am already testing those things, but I need, more than a night to kind of figure out how I would use it, where it gets stuck, because it does get stuck, and where I think it will be most useful. I will say this though, is that when Claude MCP was released, and just when ChatGPT tasks became a thing, we have been looking at definitely these major language models, like learning language models, are naturally going to become more agentic. And they're ahead of schedule in terms of what I predicted. So I definitely predicted that this would be released by May, and we're not even in February. I think that these large language models, having agents built within them to do autonomous work for you, where it's scheduled as a task, even within the system, and to be done just on a regular basis for you, will probably be a norm by June. And I'll just put that out there, especially since they're kind of setting the tone with this. So let's kind of look at the official announcement, and then we'll go from there with how to sign up and everything. So as you can see on the screen, it says OpenAI 19 hours ago, a research preview of Operator, an agent that can use its own browser to perform tasks for you. So the way that it works is like it opens a browser, and we'll see that very shortly, and then it starts to do the task that you asked it to do, and it will ask for your input here and there. And the one con already of this is that not all websites allow it to enter. So one of the first tasks that I asked it to do was like review the comments on my YouTube channel and try to then find out, like make a list of the people, because they don't use the usernames, and then so that I can maybe connect with them on LinkedIn. But YouTube has completely blocked this Operator. So you can't go into YouTube, you can't see comments. And so not all websites will allow it to go in. So that's kind of the one thing. Now, there's people that got early access to this, and we'll just kind of review this before we try. I got early access to ChatGPT Operator. People are ordering their dinner recipes. People are planning weekend trips, crypto investment research, booking a one-way flight, scheduling an appointment with my barber, researching a good birthday gift for my mom, booking a one-time house cleaner, finding the best cheap health insurance coverage, and finding a top-rated dog walker, which I think is pretty interesting and very important. So let's kind of test some of these. And then again, like I said, I'll be doing a more in-depth video with just examples that I think are relevant to business owners and content creators. But I've only had this for a night. So I want to test it first before I bring some practical use cases. Now, to use Operator, what you have to do is you have to upgrade to Pro. Pro is $200 a month, so it's the highest tier of ChatGPT's memberships. And I upgraded mainly to test it out. But let's just say that, like, you really have to look at the task versus the value and the time saved. If I'm someone that for my family has to spend, let's just say, an hour or 2 hours every single week, kind of gathering the list of groceries, ordering it, making sure that it arrives on time. And let's just say it's an hour a week. That's 4 hours a month. Is my time for 4 hours worth more than $200? And the answer is yes. So just with that one task, potentially automated, then it becomes valuable to me. So that's the way I like to think about things. And then obviously, like I want to share it with you. So you know, I upgraded. So here we have here the way you would upgrade is you would click the settings. Actually, hold on. You would click, let's see, I think it is in settings. Settings, and then how did I upgrade? Hold on. Okay, right here. Subscription. Um, so it's kind of they need to fix this because it's kind of the theme is kind of hitting the subscription little icon. So as you see here, it's a little bubble. And at least that's the way it looks on mine. I don't know why it looks like that, but you have to click the subscription and then you'll see the plan that you're on. To manage the plan, you'll just change plan, right? So if you have the plus, it's $20 a month. If you have the pro, it's 200, and then you would just change it. I don't know if they will give you instant access to the pro, to the operator. For me, it took about a few hours to have access once I upgraded, but I do know that they didn't make an announcement on X last night, and they said that everyone that had the pro membership had access to operator. Now, to access operator from your ChatGPT dashboard, what you'll do once you have the pro is you'll go here and you'll see operator at the top. It'll bring you to a screen like this. And so let's just do the first initial thing. And I'm going to give it kind of hard, semi-hard, simple tasks. So instead of saying, hey, find the best Italian restaurant, I'm going to give it a more specific request and with specific times. So I'm going to say, find the best restaurants in Orlando, Florida that serves raw oysters, and that is, and I'm going to say, and book a reservation for tonight at 7 p.m. ET, or let's do 9 p.m. And then I'm going to click enter. So then what will happen is, it will open its own browser. And this doesn't seem impressive, but as someone who did a video on how to do this with some coding and with this thing called Docker a few months ago, just to get to this point in the process probably took me 2 hours of learning and understanding. So the fact that it's so simple and easy is wild, because there's a lot going on behind the scenes that you don't even realize until you're forced to kind of become some type of coder. So then it will look to websites. Some of the websites will block it, but it'll kind of maneuver its way around. Is open until 10 and serves, they don't have an online reservation. So I'm going to say only find ones with online reservation. And so it gently taps you for your input during the process. Now, what's interesting is when you sign up for operator, it will also have like this button that says, do you want push notifications? So if I were on a different tab, or if I had my ChatGPT desktop app opened, then I would get the push notification that it needs my input, and I could, then add my input. So it's looking for another one. And there are points where I could take control. So I could take control, I could go to a different site or whatever. And let's say that this was an automated task that I wanted on repeat, I could save it as a task for it to perform. What's interesting as well is that, here, we'll just kind of let it cook for a second. So it's looking. which this is amazing. Like, this is no simple feat. And trust me, like from the video that I did a couple months ago, where like this was possible with Docker and a couple of other things, it's a lot faster too, because that one would take like 30 seconds to type in a website in the browser. So it's actually working very quickly. And it found one where it could book the reservation online in what, a few minutes? I found a reservation at the Osprey in Orlando at 9. Would you like me to proceed with booking it? Yes. But I'm going to pause it because I'm not really going to be there at 9. So then it would book the table, right? Which is this amazing? Put yes in the chat if you're listening. This is amazing. So it could do something like that. What I think is also interesting is that it apparently can help you order groceries or something. And I have also tried to do multiple operators at the same time in different Chrome tabs, and it does work. So what we'll do now is we'll say, I need to order the following stuff for groceries. Or actually I'll do, I want to order a bouquet. I'll do something I really need to do. My sister is having a baby shower in a month. I need to order a nice gift. It's going to be a girl. So I'm not really giving it any guidance. Do you have any specific ideas or preference for the gift? I'll say find the best stroller. And as you could see, it's using Bing. So one thing that I'm trying to do as a task is I said, you know, can you go to Descript on the browser and do XYZ? It did get to descript.com, but I guess Descript, you know, in terms of logging into your account and doing things, is not supported unless you're on Chrome. So then, like, I don't know if it could jump to the app. I'm just testing this, you know, for the last few hours. And there are other tasks that I'm testing to see like where it gets stuck along the way. I found the Baby Jogger City Mini Opulent, which is highly recommended and priced at $419. It has great features. Should I add it in the cart for you? I mean, is this a good one? Why is this the best one? And then I could say yes, add it to the cart. So now what I'm going to say is, okay, so as you can see, it's going to add it to the cart. And then and here you could take control. So I could go into the browser. So I'm going to take control. I could go into the browser and, you know, log in or whatever. Like, for example, I've logged into a few of the social media platforms that it allows. And you have to take control. You have to, you know, just take control and log in. So as you can see here, like the little hand will kind of give the indication that you're in control, and then I'll click continue. And then I think, I could put my payment information or whatever. And then I could say finish up. Now, once I finish up, it will give it back control to the operator, but it'll add for context. So, if I would put my credit card information and stuff, I'd be like, okay, I added what you needed. Please complete the purchase. And, uh, you know, I could say, let's go to the next gift, and then it will just continue the task. Now, obviously, this is a little clunky now, still needing participation and approvals and stuff like that. Uh, and it does. So I asked it to do something for me in terms of like writing an email, and a couple of the spellings were wrong, which I think is interesting because if you're just using it in the interface, it usually does not get anything wrong. But I think where this could have leverage is that its ability to reason and to understand context of everything that it's gathered, and to write uh things, short replies via email or whatever, uh that are resonant and relevant to the conversation, and that don't necessarily seem like it's only AI writing it, are interesting. Like its capability to do that is actually really good. So then I would exit this chat, and then I could open another one. So to open another one, I have to click up here. And then what I could do is I could let's say, please review questions that people have on the internet about live video who are business owners and coaches. Go to forums or whatever other resources you can get into, and bring me back some questions. So let's see where it goes. I think that this too could be used for like competitive analysis, like, hey, check out these 5 people, or check out like these 5 websites, where are the gaps? How could we make ours better? So on and so forth, as long as they could get into it. And again, I'm testing, so more use cases will be developed. And so now it's searching live video forums for business owners and coaches. Yes, and this is true, by the way. OpenAI operator is not available in Canada or Europe yet, and they said that it will take a while, unfortunately. But I think it's pretty impressive. Now, I don't know if this is the case, but I will test, like, at that point, logging into Facebook. I don't know if I can actually log into Facebook, like take control, and maybe it could see. But let's see. And it doesn't just stop. So when I created something similar to this using Docker a few months ago, it would just kind of freeze and stop, and not try to resolve the problem as much as this one. So it got the kind of denial or whatever, the block from Facebook, but it's still trying to get into, like, it's still trying to resolve and find questions and bring it back. It doesn't give up very easily, which I also think is interesting. What do you want me to try if you're listening? Like, do you have an idea? I could test one. And again, the meaning of this is like you're not supposed to be sitting here all the time, right? And then you could actually save this as a task over here. So if I wanted it to like review live video questions on the internet at a specific, you know, and if I even wanted it to do it at a certain URL, then that would be really interesting. Can it purchase movie tickets in your area for Tuesday night? So let's just see. Um, so let's say, can you purchase 2 movie tickets? We'll say in Tampa, Florida for Tuesday night. And I'll say there will be a child present so that it could understand. And then let's see if with the context of the child being present that it understands like a family-friendly movie. This is also very this is why you should market your business, why your domain authority on search engines should be high, because when I ask it to, hey, book 2 movie tickets in the Tampa area on Tuesday night, like which theater it chooses, like it's choosing that in the blink of an eye. If I ask it for find the best ballet coach for my daughter in the South Florida area, the reasoning and how it will analyze who the best ballet coach or what the best ballet school is may be different than if I were going to do it. So now that brings in implications for business owners to not just make their websites pretty and for humans, but really to also take into consideration like what is an AI agent going to prioritize in terms of knowing that your business and your expertise is actually credible and that you are the best at what you do, because people may start using these agents to find experts to do mundane tasks like, ordering movie tickets or booking a reservation or whatever, and they may not be watching it the whole time. I mean, that's the point, right? You don't have to. If not, I would just go do it. So if you're not marketing yourself, like if you're not bringing your domain authority up, then I don't know how you'll even be in the running to be chosen if someone asks for, hey, find the best person in XYZ within your expertise and within your location. Yeah. So search engine optimization for artificial intelligence is going to be, it won't solely be focused on keywords. Exactly. And it's actually really good. So I tested before I went live. I said, try to find the best restaurant in Sebring, Florida, like whatever, for oysters. And then I even added a context and I said, uh, make sure that it's not like a bar, because a lot of oyster places are in South Florida. They tend to be like bars. Make sure that it's nice and whatever. So when it was looking at the website, it I was following its behavior, went to the reviews and it would like read the reviews and the details of the reviews, but it was also looking at like how the food was prepared on the plate and the backgrounds of the restaurant, like what photos they had marketing the restaurant, you know? So it came down to 2 different ones, and the one with like the beer by the plates in the pictures was not chosen. So, and correctly so, it chose the right one. Um, so even like the images that you choose to market whatever it is that you do will play into whether you're chosen for the right particular purpose in person or not. Instead, it will consider user behavior while on the site and also evaluate how effectively the content on the site addresses the user's query. You just said it. It did exactly that. And so as business owners, coaches, I see a lot of coaches, unfortunately, that they prioritize like the prettiness of their website. So, oh, it needs to look perfect. But when you actually look at the context of what they have, it's so little. It's so little for an AI agent to understand like why it is, what it is that you do, why you're different, why you're better, and where they can even learn more from you. Oh, so we've made it. So you see, that's pretty cool. It's been working while we've been. So here it says where- okay, so it's looking and it's searching. I wonder what it's like comparing I encountered access restrictions. Okay, so I'm going to say don't purchase them. Just bring me to the right page and I will take control. Mm, here, let me see. Let me take control here. So when you take control, you could start like clicking around. I think it almost had it and then it went back. So let's do this one. This may. So I'm going to tell it, I'm going to say, stay on this page, search the movies, and just bring it to the checkout. So sometimes it gets a little stuck. But I think that this is, again, you have to have some context. Just getting the whole browser thing set up, if you want to look back for fun, I'll put the other video where I had to use Docker. It took me like 2 hours to research how to do it because I'm not a coder, and it took a little bit to actually do it, probably like 30 minutes. And then it was so clunky, it would barely be able to do even 10% of what we've been able to do today, and it was a lot slower. So I think like what this even does is sets the precedent and the pressure for other large language models like the serious ones like Claude to also become very agentic. And if this is what they're making available to the public, I'm sure that by this summer, like we'll have multiple tasks running on a schedule that are that your chat GBT operator is performing in the background, which is pretty crazy. So, like I said, I'm going to be playing with it, testing it. I have some very practical business and creator cases that are running in the background right now. And I'm trying to just see where we get stuck and which ones are going to be the best to show you on live. And I'll be doing a second video. So I appreciate you for watching. And I hope that this was helpful so that you could kind of see it in action. Yeah, and so Camille shared, I think every time there's a password or payment, it will ask you to take control. Yeah, because I asked it to do some email stuff, and it did allow me to enter through Gmail, but I had to obviously sign in, log in, do the password, and then it was able to do it. I've also been able to log into Notion, but I had to take control and sign in. And I'm sure there's going to be a way soon where like you won't have to sign in every time, almost like your agent has like a safe space for you, like a because that's what Docker really was. It was like a contained space for the agent to kind of operate without it getting complete access to your computer. Same thing with this, it's browser based. And I think maybe I don't know, I'm not a coder, but I couldn't imagine that you would have to log in every time in perpetuity. They'll have to make it easier for the user, you know. But I just think can it give you a list of headlines that people are searching for business? Yeah, I could give you a list of the headlines. And there's one more thing. So I'll just add this. There's like websites that have already kind of partnered with them or given them instant access. So as you can see down here for dining and events, like StubHub and OpenTable have given chat, the operator access. Same thing with all recipes. So if I just go in and save these prompts, which is like, hey, find 4 tickets to the Kendrick Lamar concert, whatever. Sorry, Drake. Then I'll click this, and as you can see, StubHub is save here, and then it will do it, and we have access. And it'll have the permissions that it needs, and that's kind of tagged up here. Same thing with delivery. So right now, Uber Eats is approved, and so is Instacart and DoorDash, which is pretty huge. Those are like the main players for delivery. Local service is Uber, so you could order an Uber and Thumbtack. And then shopping, Target, eBay, Etsy, and I would imagine that Amazon will definitely come into this picture because, that's going to be like people are going to want to just order whatever they need on Amazon and not have to actually be the one doing it. And then for travel, it's booking.com, Priceline, TripAdvisor, and HipCamp. And then for news right now, it's The Atlantic, Associated Press, Reuters, and Axios. So again, I'm sure these lists will grow, and I'm sure like it'll gain access to more and more spaces on the internet. But I hope that if anything, like you kind of see the potential. And can I ask the DoorDasher to please not get angry for low tip? I don't know. The DoorDashers work hard. I tip them good. If they're a good DoorDasher. Yes, it has real-time data because it could just go to any of those news, the ones that I just mentioned, and then I'm sure it could just give you the news that you need. But this is just the first taste of it. I hope you kind of like what I showed. And again, I'm running use cases in the background. I will be doing another live with just business specific use cases that I think are going to be the most practical for you in terms of saving time and not it getting stuck along the way. So thank you for watching. Share it with a friend, and I'll see you next time.